For more than 10 years, beef producers have been participating in a self-help effort to increase demand for their end products. The National Beef Checkoff was implemented in 1986 as a means of generating funds for consumer-focused promotion, research, education, and information programs that address consumer needs and help the industry better fill them. The road to the legislative checkoff was a long one. Twice before, industry leaders had proposed that an industry-wide checkoff be instituted, and twice before, producers had said the plans just didn't work. Leaders listened and came back with a proposal that fit what producers wanted. First, producers wanted the checkoff to be controlled by producers and not the government. A Cattlemen's Beef Promotion and Research Board, with appropriate representation of producers and importers, was created to oversee the spending of the money and keep the programs on track. Second, they wanted it simple and fair, with everyone, regardless of size or type of operation, required to pay $1 per head each time an animal is sold. Importers of animals or beef were also required to pay. Third, no new organizations were to be built to carry out the programs. Using existing organizations would help reduce red tape and keep the checkoff manageable. Finally, producers said, make it work and show us that you can. To help accomplish that, producers were given an 18-month preview following the implementation of the checkoff to assess its potential benefits. They liked what they saw. Nearly 80% of producers voting in a May 1988 referendum said they wanted to continue the aggressive promotion, research, education, and information programs that had been put in place. Producer leaders responsible for implementing the checkoff have continued to assess the value of the checkoff over the past 10 years. Recently, they provided some highlights of how the checkoff has worked to build consumer demand over its history. The most visible examples, of course, have been the consumer promotion programs, which have reached millions of consumers. The Beef It's What's for Dinner campaign and the corresponding retail and food service promotion efforts have helped motivate consumers at home as well as stimulate sales at the point of purchase. The It's What's for Dinner campaign is the second of two very recognizable and successful campaigns conducted on behalf of beef producers through the Beef Checkoff. The first was called Beef, Real Food for Real People, and successfully generated more awareness of and interest in beef. Using celebrities to create instant credibility and appeal, the campaign was a hit with consumers and the media, providing beef with the kickstart it needed in the national advertising scene.
I never liked the way the vegetables always fell off between the sirloin on my beef kebabs. I fixed that. I don't put vegetables on my beef kebabs.
Following the successful campaign launch, the Real Food campaign moved to actual small towns throughout the country, showing beef being eaten by real people in real settings. The move provided a direct way consumers could associate with the product.
Beef, real food and luck, Wisconsin.
4 years ago, the beef industry developed a new campaign that captures the heart of the consumer by going through their stomachs. Focusing on preparation and recipes, the Beef It's What's for Dinner campaign spotlights appetizing and easy-to-prepare meals for the primary meal preparer, usually women ages 25 to 54.
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Through advertising in popular women's magazines, readers have access to the recipes in the campaign. More than 2,000 requests for beef recipes are received every week as a result of the campaign.
The programs have been very successful. The research that has been done in monitoring those programs have proven that they are being successful and that consumers are eating more beef because of the promotional programs that are in place.
In fact, Gallup research shows that consumer purchase intent of beef is up as much as 13% since the campaign began. And a number of studies have shown that consumers make additional beef meals as a result of the beef recipes they receive from the industry. Special promotions, such as the National Beef Cook-Off, also help generate increased consumer and media interest in the product. Millions of consumers will see the recipes generated by the cook-off, and many will increase their purchases as a result. Related behind-the-scenes public relations work with the food editors of newspapers and magazines also helps increase visibility for beef. The contact is extensive and the results are impressive. Last year, publications with combined circulation of more than 1.1 billion ran beef articles or recipes as a result of the assistance to editors made possible through the Beef Checkoff. Just as impressive as the promotion programs are the education efforts that reach 6.5 million school children each year with information on beef and the beef industry. That's because beef producers recognize the huge responsibility to see that tomorrow's consumers have good, accurate information on which to base their future purchase decisions. Based on a tradition of education program success first established in the 1920s, the beef industry works closely with educators to get the most from checkoff dollars. Educators themselves act as advisors on industry-funded materials, improving the probability that they'll be used by teachers and valued by students. The materials are also field tested with students to maximize usage.
We go into schools through our local Cattlewomen's organization and promote the beef product, and we give samples and we give materials for the kids to take home to their parents, showing nutrition and the health advantages of beef.
More than 105,000 third and fourth grade teachers were offered beef industry education kits through the checkoff last year alone. With an expected 5-year shelf life, it's estimated these kits will reach more than 10 million students. Checkoff-funded education programs continue beyond formal schooling. The industry also provides information to health professionals who need facts about nutrition in their day-to-day work. Valid research and information communicated through groups like the American Dietetic Association and the American Heart Association have proven to be valuable to the health professionals in these organizations, which are trusted by the American public. Increasing in importance to American beef producers are the international checkoff-funded efforts. Promotion programs are directed to consumers and other buyers in foreign countries who are learning the benefits of U.S. beef thanks to U.S. beef producers. The programs directed to such countries as Japan and Korea have helped generate a nearly 7-fold increase in exports from 1985 to 1995.
72% of our top choice and our prime beef is being exported from the United States, so we're exporting some of our best product from the U.S. And of course this is very, very well received overseas, and we have the standard. We've established the image for U.S. meat as being the benchmark for all other products sold.
All of the projects conducted through the checkoff program are built on a foundation of research. The research in areas like nutrition and product quality creates the important messages about the appropriateness of beef to the diet and its other highly desirable qualities. And market research helps keep the industry abreast of current issues and consumer needs while providing direction for future efforts.
The Beef Checkoff program has been successful for over a decade because we have been building demand for our product for the last 10 years. This self-help program allows us the opportunity to create our own destiny, to create better markets. In addition, it ultimately answers the question back to the consumer and lets us stand behind that product that we're all ultimately responsible for.
In addition to its other evaluation tools, the Beef Board regularly contracts with independent researchers to determine the overall value of the beef checkoff to the producers who fund it. Last year, this research found that every $1 spent through the checkoff resulted in a $5.70 increase in the overall market that otherwise would not have been there. That's a nearly 6-to-1 return on the investment, and one that continues to work 10 years from the day it was born.